And we are now live. Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to do a little hangout just to introduce you to the DoShare Chrome extension. It's a really cool extension. I found really useful. Allows you to edit posts in a draft mode and either save them for later to finish or to schedule the release and publication of those. I'm probably not doing it full justice, so what we're going to do is I'll introduce you to Zafir, the author of the module, and let him do that. And then we've got two other guests. We've got Mike Searle, who's got a couple of questions or some questions that we're going to bring up, and another great extension and add-in developer, Moritz Talksdorf from Germany. So I guess without further ado, let's go, Zafir, if you could tell us a little bit about the module, and if you have any screen shares, anything you'd like to present.
Hey, thanks for having me here. DoShare, as you asked, is an application for writing and sharing your Google Plus posts. It allows you to save them as drafts. It allows you to write them easily, and what people like the most so far is being able to schedule your posts automatically. So if you're sharing to people on a different time zone, or if you're sharing time-sensitive stuff, it's very helpful to sometimes schedule that for later. I'll do a quick screen share just so people can see what it's about. I'll just prepare some things here. Just a second, please. So I'm sharing this now. So what you're seeing is the DoShare application. It was designed by Joel Khalifa, which is a good friend of mine. And what you can do with this is just write your Google Plus posts. And the emphasis here is about simplicity, that you can write naturally, and as you're used to, you can have bold and italics and the rest of the stuff that Google Plus allows. You can save a draft, and you can schedule a post at a later time. So if I'd like this to go tomorrow at 4 p.m., I can just pull this to 4, and this will go on 4 p.m. tomorrow, as you can see.
Is there a limitation on how far in advance you can do the scheduling?
There are no limitations. In fact, sometimes during testing I accidentally scheduled things to the year 20,120 or stuff like that. There are no limitations at all. You can write as many posts as you can think of. I don't believe in limitations myself. I hate running into them myself as a user. And they're usually artificial, like for monetization reasons or stuff like that, and I don't believe that users like artificial limitations.
So we don't have to worry about the Mayan calendar. There's no limitations beyond December.
DoShare will outlive the Mayan calendar.
Actually, that brings us then to, kind of to the question that Mike Searle has about the capability of being logged in or having to be logged in and the tab open in order to use those future events. Mike, you want to ask your question?
Yeah. Well, I understand that anytime you write a post in DoShare, it is storing that in your browser's cache. But what I was wondering is for what duration would it store it? And if you close the tab, perhaps, that you were in, would it continue to store it in the cache?
So the answer to that is DoShare puts everything in the background. Chrome extensions give you a mechanism that's called a background page, which runs in the background of your computer, and in the case of DoShare, it will even try to run after you close all your Chrome windows. So it's a new database, an HTML5 database called IndexedDB, which is brand new since Chrome version 18, and the current stable version is 19. So what it allows you is just saved in the background. Let me get back to the screen share. So as you can see here, once I start typing, do you see down here it's saved letter by letter? As soon as you see the letter come here, it already comes from the database. So whatever happens to this tab, if I refresh it, if I close it, it will always be in the database. So your posts are protected that way.
Will it be still there when I, for example, restart my computer?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The only issue that you may run to is if you don't have your computer running, or if it's not connected to the internet at the time that you schedule the post. In that case, the post will go back to drafts and will let you know why it couldn't be sent.
What happens if I, for whatever reason, disable the extension?
Then it's frozen. Once you re-enable it, you'll still have your posts back.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
And here's another question. Could you, I mean, I realize the functionality is not there right now, but could you set it up to pull content from an RSS feed or other source to post to Google+?
Well, of course, technically it's possible very easily. I never say never, but this is one of the things that I'm willing to say I will never do. Because those kind of things, people might think that it helps them to put more content, but it actually ruins their experience. Because once you have automatically fetched content coming out, which you didn't write, which you might not be engaging with the readers commenting on that, it will hurt you. Because people are very good at noticing which content came from a human and which content came in a roundabout way. There are a lot of subtleties that people are really good at noticing. So the focus in DoShare is to have you write your posts, but just have better tools to control how those posts appear and when. Also, I'd like to do a quick demo of how I share a post from Google Plus itself, because DoShare has all sorts of hooks that let you share from Google Plus. So if I'll share this now, you can see this is the post that is our Hangout right now, and there is a DoShare icon on the bottom, right next to all the icons that you're used to seeing. So when I click this, it opens a new DoShare tab with this post, and I can share it to public. Once I hit that share, we should be seeing this on my stream. Alright. What am I doing here? We're discussing DoShare Live. Of course, I should have written this earlier. And that's how you share posts from your stream.
Excellent, excellent.
Very cool.
Also joining us now is Phil Hocking. Phil, do you have any questions, comments? Are you a current DoShare user yourself?
I had not heard of DoShare actually until your post us highlighting it and saying that we're going to do this hangout right here. And the second I saw it on my stream, I decided to download it and look through it a little bit. I haven't had an opportunity to utilize it yet. However, what I just saw in the tab that you just opened, or in the interface for DoShare, was drafts. Which are those drafts persistent? Because if so, you just resolved 90% of my major beef with Google Plus right now.
I think I resolved 90% of your beef with Google Plus, which was my beef as well. Google Plus forces you to share immediately. It does not allow you to think a little before you post. And I think that being able to think and save drafts or save ideas that you can only develop later, I think it's crucial for a good sharing experience.
Well, what I meant is that I find that the major UI flaw in Google Plus, that really bothers me is how many times that I lose posts because I accidentally click somewhere else, or I brush against the mouse pad on my laptop and it decides to go all haywire and go back. I actually stuck to Vim for a while for editing my longer posts, but sometimes I just get carried away.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I lost a few long posts myself, and it's a horrible experience. And especially as you start adding more links and tag more people, and you write and you're afraid. What if I lose this? I'll have to do all this work again. And DoShare definitely attempts to solve this problem.
Yeah, that's where it's helped me. Is my biggest flaw is, simple typos, missing a character in a word or something like that. I'll post it and then immediately have to go back and edit. Even this morning I did that, with one very simple typo. One of the other questions that I asked, was about the ability now to use this for brand pages. Can you tell us a little bit about if that's going to be a feature that you're adding to it, what the limitations are? Is it something we can expect in the near future? Where do you stand with that?
My plans are to allow sharing through pages just as you do through a normal account. The limitation right now is technical. DoShare uses an unofficial API. As you know, Google Plus does not provide an API for writing posts. So DoShare accomplishes this by using Mohammed Mansour's unofficial API, which came in extremely helpful in developing DoShare. And that API does not have support for pages currently. It assumes the single user model. And I'm currently working with Mohammed to resolve that. It will probably come down to me having to put some work on this. And right now I'm more prioritizing the stuff I need to get done for DoShare. There are a lot of missing pieces, if you'd like to call them that. But I definitely want to have pages support. It's definitely the #1 most requested feature. DoShare has a send feedback mechanism, where if you click the send feedback button on top, it sends me a personal message through Google+, and like 90% of those feedback requests are asking for pages support. So that's definitely planned.
I can see why people would want that. I guess, you mentioned Mohammed's name too, and we should give a shout out just to acknowledge Mohammed Mansour, for his contributions in developing that workaround or the pseudo API enabling you, to be able to do that right now.
Definitely.
He's done a great job and a valuable member to the community here. Mike, Moritz, do you fellows have anything else? Any other questions? Oh, I'm sorry. There is one other. Derek Ross had posted, in the message stream announcing this Hangout a little bit about some formatting problems he had, and I know you addressed those in that text. But could you tell anybody watching what he was talking about there?
So Derek mentioned that he had an issue where the number of empty lines appearing on the DoShare preview did not match those that came out on his Google Plus post, and that's an issue that I did add some fixes to some cases where the thing is I implemented the whole editor myself. There was nothing ready that I could use. So that also included converting HTML to the Google Plus format. And there were some cases where there was an empty paragraph containing a line break, all sorts of edge cases that I had to take care of. I hope it fixed Derek's issue. It does sadden me to hear that people stopped using because of this bug or another, because some people in the Google Plus community already noticed that if you report me an issue, I will try to get that fixed as quickly as possible. And in a few cases, I got a fix out to the Chrome Web Store within 10 minutes of getting a report.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
yeah.
It's very
and that's that kind of feedback or that reaction. I encountered that with something that I had put out, and you responded immediately, and that's what enthused me, made me want to share want to share this extension with other people, let them understand the value, and that it still is early in the development of it.
Yeah, it will be 1 month since release, 2 days from now, this Thursday. And of course, no software comes out perfect at the first day. So thanks to everyone for bearing with DoShare's flaws and missing pieces. And we'll get that there together with the help of user feedback. And
that's how Google Plus works, right? They're testing it publicly.
I've adopted the same model.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of great software and other implements, we'll give Moritz here a nod. He's the one who created this lower third module, which allows everybody to put the text in there. And I also have to congratulate him. He just made the Google suggested user list today. Very, very deserving member of the community.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Contributor to the community from the beginning. And
I also noticed that you had your lower third entered into the featured Hangout apps.
Right.
That's great. That's great visibility. Congrats, man.
Yeah, it makes it easier for people to use it and to install it, because installing apps as an extension, it's kind of not that easy at the moment.
So, Moritz, you said you had another question about DoShare?
Yeah, I saw that you had in your draft a reshare, and I was wondering if you can also schedule reshares. I haven't tried it yet. I only scheduled initial posts I read on my own, but are you also able to schedule reshares?
Yes, once you have a post in DoShare, all posts are equal. So if you started it from a reshare, if you're sharing a photo, which is a new feature added this week, or any sort of post, you'll be able to save it to drafts or schedule it. It was important to me to keep that model simple for the user, so the user doesn't have to think this is one kind of post, this is another one. Mm-hmm. A post is a post.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Excellent feature. Anybody else? Mike, Phil, any questions, comments?
Yeah.
The only thing I could say. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
I just have to say that I thoroughly appreciate the draft issue being resolved. That, to me, really is the most major oversight with the Google Plus UI at this point, and it's really exciting to see application developers who, even without an official API, and I totally understand Google's reasons for that at this point, able to make a workaround that hopefully will eventually become part of the mainline product.
Well, they did acquire Meebo this week, and the rumors say that Meebo will be working on publishing tools for Google+. So if you'll wait a few months, Google will also have something for you. If you don't like waiting, DoShare is available since 1 month ago.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. We'll wrap it up. This will be available for anybody to watch and to share to help other people learn about the valuable module. Thank you all for coming, and Zafir, thank you for the contribution of the module.
Thanks for having me here, and great questions.
Continue the great work. Mm-hmm. Definitely keep it up.
Thanks again.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll see you out on the stream.
See you later. Bye.